thought it was funny, hit right across that one. Hasn't left it, but Sean's got a shot on here. Stun the red, white in behind the black. It'd be easier if he was not having to use the rest, but there is a chance this, John, isn't there?
Well, absolutely, and I would think Sean Murphy will be coming to the table now mighty relieved that that misread in the middle has not cost him this frame. He's still got a 27-point lead and a good chance, as you say, of a snooker here.
That was very well played. There's a little bit more to it than just a simple stun. And Ronnie will do very well, A, to hit it, but more importantly, B, to get it safe.
Well, for all the skill that Ronnie O'Sullivan's got, I'm afraid this is the old hit and hope. Hit it, hope you can get it safe. He's covered the one in the baulk end, but I don't think he's covered the one that's coming towards this right corner.
Well, this requires excellent cueing. Funny enough, if there's any man for the job, it's probably Sean Murphy, the way he can cue, but this is far from easy.
Put an awful lot of pace into that. Now, the only problem with this red I see at first glance, I don't know why he decided to play it so hard. Just got to be carefully then off into the far right corner. Oh, he's missed the red. And no excuse for missing it, because he could have overcut that red and he would not have gone in the right corner. Only hitting it thick did he bring the off into play. Gotta be said, he'll be disappointed to have missed that.
One.
Much better shot than it looked. Good cueing again. One of those positions here with this last red, which can be tricky. Got to make your mind up here. Do you screw in behind it and leave it for the centre pocket, or stun up and leave it for the corner? Where would you be going, John?
Well, I'd be playing the green, no doubt about it, and it depends how straight it was. I don't think he's straight enough to play it in the corner, so I may be tempted just to stun just before the middle pocket, a little bit of side, and play for the red into the right middle. That's what he's played, and if he's not hampered by the pink, he's played it perfectly. But he is hampered by the pink.
Four.
The red is tricky now.
That was the one thing about playing it that way, wasn't it? The only thing that could go wrong with that was leaving yourself hampered. That's why I wondered whether he'd play behind it or stun out. It was... Well, he could probably play that 5 or 6 times and not be there, but he is now.
Yeah, and of course he didn't want to get into it too much, because then there was a fear of kissing the red. It just needed another 3 or 4 inches, but we say this game's all about fractions. He only needs the red.
Is he playing it? Might not even be taking the pot on here.
Well, I suppose it's an easy safety, but frame ball must be difficult if he's going to turn it down. It is, but is it worth the risk?
Sean Murphy, 4.
Well, it took a lot of self-control to refuse that pot. Will he get a better chance? quite a snooker. But this frame, at this standard, is all about the last red. And there you see it. 31 ahead, Sean Murphy. He only needs the red, but if Ronnie was to get a chance, there's 35 remaining. If Ronnie could have a chance at the last red, that favourite could be flip-flopped.
Yes, I agree with you, John. And the other thing from Sean's point of view is there's no ball colour safe on the cushion or pink or blue safe. Everything is in the open, so it may be a case of next mistake.
And a lot of players don't mind playing this shot and coming in behind the red, but I was never a great lover of that shot. If you don't catch it full from behind, you can leave it on. So he's played the up and down. It's not going to be a snooker, but it's safe. And that was the most important thing that he was thinking of. Well, that was an excellent shot. Okay, he's left Sean Murphy a chance of a pot here, but believe me, when they're tight against that top cushion and you're trying to judge how thin you've got to hit them, he couldn't have played it much better than that. But it's a chance of a pot. Too thick. Is a colour going to come to his rescue? The blue is, I think, for certain. So it's back to the old hit and hope here. He's hit it. He's hit it well. And he'll settle for that because he's got a snooker back. One good roll of a ball to another.
Oh, the things that can happen in this game. Absolutely amazing.
It does it. It's 12 foot long and 6 foot wide, and the things that happen is just unbelievable. And even Sean can see the funny side of it. A vital frame, this. Vital frame. I mean, all Sean's hard work will be for nothing if he finishes, goes to the mid-session interval, still 4 frames behind.
So where's he playing the snooker this time? Here it comes. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, seems to be easier to get a snooker when you're snookered at the moment. No problem. You can hit it, but can you get it safe? And Ronnie hasn't got it safe. He's not conceded because, of course, the etiquette of the game is when your opponent's coming to the table, but Ronnie would have loved to have said, you've got the frame if you want it.
One.
And Sean Murphy now, for certain, has reduced his arrears to 2 frames. He's won this mini session of 4 frames by 3 frames to 1. And the last 2 frames could have gone either way. So both players will have a few negative thoughts in the dressing room at the interval. But it's just beginning to boil
6.
up, this match, John.
Yes, and I feel certain that Sean Murphy's hitting the ball better today than he did yesterday. It'd be a
9.
disappointing session for him. I've seen him play a lot better than he did in the opening session, but this is more like it. But
13.
if he might be relieved, John, could have gone the wrong way, this one.
It could well have done.
18.
He looked to have won the frame until he missed that easy red to the left middle. Well, just an exhibition shot. A crowd pleaser. But the most important thing was win the mini session, and he's done that. He started this session 4 frames behind. He's now reduced it to 2, but still 7-5 to the Rocket.
And what a fascinating mini session we've seen there. What kind of improvements have you seen in Shaun Murphy's game this afternoon, Ken?
Well, he seems to be potting very well, scoring, although he did give O'Sullivan a chance there, has to be said, a couple of times. You know, he's missed a couple of balls, frame balls, but he'd be delighted with his start. And O'Sullivan would be ruined, not clearing up when he did have the chance. It would have really sort of hurt Shaun, that frame. But Shaun got away with it, got a little bit of a break. Both players did in the last shred, getting out of snookers, fluking snookers. And Shaun will be much better pleased of the two going into his cup of tea.
It was a pretty heavyweight bout of safety, that. It was a really good watch.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think I think on occasions we've had pulse questions. What type of snooker do you like? And obviously we all talk about big breaks, and that's the most exciting part of snooker. But really, the crucible sort of is set up for when two gladiators are fighting it out, bashing it out, and also those tactical battles. I think the psychology of it all comes into play.
Yeah, it's been very interesting. OK, well, they're going to have a little break. Let's update you with what's been going on the other side of the arena. And their mini session has finished, and once again, it's Selby in the air, en route to a break of 87. And he has now established a 10 frames to 2 lead. He beat Stephen Hendry 13-5 at this same stage last year, but supremely convincing, it has to be said, so far, 12 months later. And interestingly, Mark has won the last 6 matches against Stephen in 5 years.